But before he could fully stand up, as he was standing up, power came from him, harmlessly blew me backwards out of heaven, through the sky, in seconds. And I landed on my bed. The moment I landed on my bed, I woke up and I cried. Because when I was crying in that moment, I was feeling his presence in me so strong. My wife was sleeping next to me. She said to me, "What's wrong?" I don't know why I said this to her, but this is the answer that came out of my mouth. I saw a man in heaven. Those were my words. So, if I may go to this scripture, Matthew 24:36, people will say, no one knows the day or the hour. I mean, I've looked it up. I know what the Lord told me, but I've looked it up, even a simple Google, where it explains, you know, some explanations. They say that no one knows the day or the hour is actually a Hebrew idiom. You know, it's a Hebrew idiom. In other words, it's a Hebrew idiom for the Feast of Trumpets. So what Jesus was saying there is that he would come, you know, he would come to fetch his bride or the church in the Feast of Trumpets. And if you go to 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 51 and verse 52, Paul actually is agreeing with Jesus, because Paul talks about the last trump. Now, many people, when they see the last trump, they run to Revelations and they say, this is the last trump, the seventh trumpet, the angels will sound in the tribulation. And this is not true. The last trump is actually, you know, in the Feast of Trumpets, they will then blow the trumpet 100 times, 99 times, and there was this one last one, and it is called, the last blow is called the last trump. So what Paul is saying is actually in agreement to what Jesus is saying, because Jesus is saying no one knows the day or the hour. But the interpretation there is that is the Feast of Trumpets, because that is the feast when no one knows the day or the hour. That's why it is celebrated on 2 days. It's actually one day, but there is 2 days, because they never